next item on the agenda is the Wind Research Panel. This is one of the two committees that we've been working on, Marketing being one, and now this is a committee to research wind on Lennox Mountain. And the board wanted to put 3 pro advocates and 3 anti people on the board. We later added an alternate on each side, so it would be an 8-person board, which would be headed by a non-voting member, which we can because it's his luck to have alternative energy as his one of his charges on the board. So we've interviewed a bunch of people. The people who came out for this, it was amazing, and great. We had great people, great names. 10 people. And we concluded the interviews actually right before this meeting. So would anyone like to sure, make a motion?
You want to do it? You want me to do it? You do it.
Okay. Solves that problem. It's not a problem, solves the issue. As John stated, we had 10 people, and Linda said 10 people, come and apply for positions or volunteer their time to assist us in this effort to determine, and this is the important part, to determine whether or not wind energy is feasible on Lennox Mountain. That's the committee charge. And the people we talked to, we asked that we reiterated that was going to be the charge. And the folks that we talked to either voiced their opinion as to whether they were leaning towards favoring it or leaning towards not favoring it. So I'll first go with the folks who said that perhaps they did not initially think anyway that wind should be on Lennox Mountain. And they were Chris McGee, Warren Archie, Channing Gibson, and Joanne McGee as an alternate. So those were the 3 that I think that I'm proposing anyway, that we nominate for those who are not necessarily favoring wind power. Again, that's Chris McGee, who is an MIT professor, Warren Archie, who is the retired state forester for the state of Massachusetts, and Channing Gibson, who is relatively new to our area, but has had a lot of, or at least significant personal experience with wind power where he lived in the California area. Joanne McGee has done a lot of research. She also lives on the Lennox side of Richmond Mountain. So those are the slate that I'd like to propose as the folks who are leaning against wind power. Linda, did I miss anything, Linda?
No, you didn't.
Ken?
So you want to do them all just now?
You want to do
Let's do them all.
each side, or you want to do all at once?
Let's do them all at once.
Do them all at once, okay.
So I make a motion that Chris McGee, Warren Archie, Channing Gibson, and Joanne McGee as an alternate be nominated for the wind committee.
So that whole all at once, let's do them all at once thing didn't fall
Give it all on that side.
Give it all on that side.
All right, so
There's a motion on the floor in a second. Any discussion? No? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Now, would you like to do the other side? Anyone? Linda, why don't you do the other
I'll
side?
do the other
Try
side.
to do them all at once.
Okay. One of the questions that we did ask each and every person is, can you be open-minded? And, not just, okay, we don't want it, that's all there is to it. Oh, yes, we want it, that's all there is to it. And specifically, as we said, to the Lennox Mountain project. We discussed, and I believe I'm not talking out of turn here, Dr. Michael Kaplan as a pro. Jamie, I would call it Cahalan, but I don't think that's how he says it. Cahalan? Yeah. And Eric Vincelette with an alternate in Jim Harwood. Dr. Kaplan has, here I got my stuff all over the place because you told me I was, okay. Dr. Kaplan is associated with the Mass Audubon Society. He's been on that since 1996. Jamie is from CET, the Center for Ecological
He's
Technology.
also on the Athletics Environmental Committee.
Who, Jamie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have that, yes. And Eric Vincelet is on our finance committee here in town, but he has faithfully attended as many meetings as he could to get educated on, again, the things that we've been talking about, so we felt that he was good. And Jim Harwood was one of those ones who thinks he's pro, not sure, going to be very open-minded, so we figured he would be excellent as the alternate. So I would like to nominate Dr. Michael Kaplan, Jay McKihlane, Eric Vincelet, and Jim Harwood as an alternate.
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and the charge of this committee is not to decide whether or not we're going to have wind turbines on Lacks Mountain. Their charge is to get as much information on either side as possible, and then we will host some forums, and then we'll make our decision based on all of that. But this is a think tank, sort of a information gathering committee. So hopefully that will give us all the education we can get. Next up,